Good morning, my dear students, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are watching this video. First of all, I would like to welcome everybody to our course, to our subject, curriculum development, or the teacher and the school curriculum. As professional teachers, we will deal with the curriculum every single day of our lives as professional teachers, including all its elements, processes, frameworks. So we will be immersed into the different processes of curriculum development and implementation every single day of our lives as teachers. And so therefore it is of foremost importance that we know and understand what the curriculum is all about as much as possible. Our work as teachers, or our success in our work as teachers, our success in our profession depends largely on our knowledge and understanding of the curriculum. This course is designed to provide us with that knowledge of the curriculum and understanding of how it operates, particularly in the Philippines. This course is also designed to provide us with the different concepts and theories that are used by teachers in designing, in planning, in implementing, and in evaluating the curriculum. We are going to discuss, in this subject, we are going to discuss the different curriculum models or curriculum designs, especially those that are used currently in the Philippines. And of course, we will also include some of those that are used globally, no? Para meron naman tayong knowledge about current trends in the global arena in terms of curriculum. So for our objectives in this course, you are expected to be able to do the following by the end of this course. You should be able to demonstrate a comprehensive knowledge of the nature of curriculum, its varying conceptualizations, sources, and theories. Also, you should be able to discuss intelligently the various models of curriculum designs, including the processes involved in curriculum planning and implementation. Don't worry about these terminologies, no. We are going to take them up as we go along. Another objective, analyze the crucial issues, problems, and concerns in curriculum practices and propose solutions to the persistent problems in their respective areas. You are also expected to demonstrate appreciation of the value of effective curriculum planning and implementation in achieving educational goals and objectives. As already mentioned earlier, every day of our lives as professional teachers, we will be immersed into the different processes of curriculum design, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Inside our classrooms, we are going to be engaged in these processes one way or another. And as already mentioned, it is very important that we understand how the curriculum works. how it operates, no? How it affects our teaching and the learning of our students. For our references, we are going to use the following books. First is Curriculum Development, Program Development by Francis P. Hankins. Curriculum Development, a course module by Rosario M. Almeida and Purita P. Bilbao. Another reference is The Teacher and the School Curriculum by Purita P. Bilbao, Filomena T. Dayagbil, and Brenda B. Corpus. Curriculum Development in the Philippine Setting by Tomas Quintin Andres and Felizardo Y. Francisco. Foundations of Curriculum Development and Management by Prisciliano T. Bauzon. We are also going to use Curriculum Development by Purita P. Bilbao, Paz Luzido, Tomasa Iringan, Rodrigo B. Javier. And we will also use Francisco M. Zulueta's Principles and Methods of Teaching. At siyempre, hindi mawawala ang walang kamatayang internet. So those will be our references. Those are our references for this subject. Okay, so I have been mentioning curriculum since the beginning of this video. No? Kanina pa ako curriculum ng curriculum. So let's start by understanding the definition of curriculum. We will start our discussion there. We will answer the question, what is a curriculum? Ano ba talaga yung sinasabing curriculum? Alright. The term curriculum is interpreted in many ways by different authors, by different theorists, and this is one of the meanings or interpretations they give to the term curriculum. It is a body of subjects or subject matter prepared by the teachers for the students to learn. I think this is the most common conception. This is the most common concept. This is the most common idea of the curriculum among us, no? A body of subjects or subject matter prepared by the teachers for the students to learn. This includes the course of study, yung ginagamit namin yung syllabus. Yan, syllabus. Even the humble lesson plan is an example of a curriculum based on this definition. So yan ang pinaka-common interpretation of the term curriculum. It is a body of subjects. It is a collection of subjects. It is a series of subjects or topics prepared by the teachers for the students to learn and internalize. Examples nga natin yung mga lesson plan, mga syllabi, courses of studies. Yan. So that's one meaning. Another one is permanent studies where the rules of grammar, reading, rhetoric, and logic, and mathematics for basic education are emphasized. This definition was given to us by Robert M. Hutchins. Permanent studies, meaning it does not change, no? It is perennial, it is permanent, it is unchanging. And what are those that are being studied? Usually it includes grammar, reading, rhetoric, or the effective use of language, no? The persuasive use of language, and mathematics, also logic. These areas of studies are emphasized. So yun pa ang isang meaning ng curriculum, no? And that meaning is given to us by Robert Hutchins. Permanent studies, meaning areas of studies that do not change. Okay, another meaning of the curriculum, and this is actually based in our educational system, no? Within the context of our educational system, the curriculum is divided into chunks, meaning divided into areas, divided into subjects, divided into categories of knowledge we call subject areas in basic education, like English, mathematics, science, Filipino, physical education, social studies, TLA. You put them all together, what do you get? You get a curriculum. So it still falls within the definition given just a while ago. List of subjects or body of knowledge prepared by the teacher for the students to learn. Now, one thing we should remember about these definitions is that all these definitions are traditional definitions of curriculum, meaning they are the old conceptions, they are the old meanings, they are the old interpretations of the term curriculum. Sila yung mga dati at mga luma na meaning ng curriculum. So, in addition to those traditional meanings of curriculum, there are progressive views, there are progressive interpretations, there are progressive meanings of the curriculum given to us by more recent educational thinkers. Because you see, these people do not believe that a mere listing of subjects, that a mere enumeration of topics or subjects to be covered within one term, such as a semester, is not a curriculum. They believe that these topics, these lessons, should first be actualized. In other words, these lessons, these topics should first be learned, absorbed, internalized, and actualized by the learners before this body of knowledge, before this list of subjects can be called a curriculum. Hindi sila naniniwala na basta meron kang listahan ng mga subjects, meron kang curriculum. Meron ka ng curriculum. Progressivists believe that it is not yet a curriculum. It is not a curriculum. That list of subjects you have is not a curriculum. It will only become a curriculum if the different lessons, if the different topics, the content, kumbaga, in that list has been learned by the learner. If all those topics, if all those knowledge, skills, values, and competencies contained in your list, contained in the list, halimbawa, lesson plan, syllabus, course study, or course outline, hindi pa yun curriculum. Para maging curriculum, or so that you will have a curriculum, all the knowledge, values, competencies, and skills contained in the lessons in that list have been learned, absorbed, internalized, and most importantly, actualized by the learner. Doon pa lang magiging curriculum yung listahan ng mga topics. Ano po ang ibig sabihin ng actualized? From the word act, pwede rin actual. Ibig sabihin, if the learner is able to perform, to do, to apply the knowledge, skills, and values and competencies contained in the syllabus or lesson plan, that's the time that list of subjects becomes a curriculum. So hindi basta meron kang listahan ng mga subject, curriculum na. Yun ang kanilang paniniwala. No? That is the view of the progressive thinkers in education. So let us see. Let us go over the different definitions of curriculum given to us by the progressive thinkers. Okay, here's one from Caswell and Campbell. They believe that the curriculum is the total learning experiences of the individuals, particularly the learners. The total learning experiences, meaning the curriculum includes everything pertaining to the learning experiences of the student, the learner. And usually, these experiences are acquired, or the children go through these experiences through the guidance of teachers. Because these experiences are usually acquired in schools, no? So, they are under the guidance of teachers. So, hindi lang basta list of subjects. The experiences, the different activities that they perform inside the classroom, the different extracurricular activities that they participate in, they are all part of the curriculum. So you put them all together, you get a curriculum. No? Yun ang kanilang belief. The total learning experiences of the individual. Here's another one from Mars and Willis. For them, the curriculum are the experiences in the classroom which are planned and enacted by the teacher and also learned by the students. So this definition, this view is similar to the first one, no? The one we presented just a while ago. The curriculum still refers to experiences inside the classroom. And these experiences, these learning experiences, are planned and enacted or implemented by the teacher and learned by the students. That's very important because these thinkers believe that unless the contents are learned, internalized, and actualized, there is no curriculum. Para bang ganito, if you have a very well-written lesson plan, everything is there, no? The objectives, the materials, the procedure, everything is there. And it is very well written. It is a very good lesson plan, in other words. But during implementation, something goes wrong, and for some reason, the students did not learn anything at all. So the lesson plan is not a curriculum because the learners did not learn. Yeah. Halimbawa, mayroon kang activity, halimbawa experiment. If the learners do not learn anything from the activity, halimbawa nga experiment, then there is no curriculum because there is no learning experience. These progressive thinkers emphasize learning as the core element of the curriculum. Kaya tinawag na progressive, no? Other points of view include that of Hilda Taba. She held that the curriculum is a plan for learning. So parang katulad nung kanina, learning experiences planned and enacted or implemented by the teacher and learned by the students. Dito naman sa kanya, by the way, Hilda Taba is not a fat lady, ha? Hindi siya mataba na babae. Ganyan lang talaga ang kanyang apelyido. The curriculum is a plan for learning. Parang hindi siya progressive na view, no? Plan lang kasi siya eh. Para maging progressive, there should be emphasis on internalization and actualization of the lessons, particularly the knowledge, the values, the skills, and competencies contained in the different objectives, in the different topics or lessons. Okay, so from Popham and Baker, here's another definition. All planned learning outcomes for which the school is responsible. So the same or similar meaning to the previous definitions discussed. You will notice, class, that there is a theme emerging here. When we speak of curriculum, the following elements are observed to be present, no? Based on the definitions. First, it is planned. There are learning outcomes, and the school is responsible. Meaning, the experiences should be under the guidance of the school. The school is responsible for whatever happens to the learners. Yan. Ito naman yung definition from Popham and Baker. To them, curriculum is an end, and instruction is the means. Ibig sabihin, the curriculum is the ultimate objective. It is the ultimate goal, the ultimate target, no? Kumbaga. And the means of achieving it, the way of achieving it is through instruction. Curriculum is equated with learning, no? Sabi nga natin kanina, there should be internalization and actualization of knowledge and skills and values. Hindi ba learning yon? When we internalize, when we actualize knowledge, values, and competencies, we learn. That's learning. So that's the be-all and end-all of curriculum. That is the ultimate goal of the curriculum. Paano ma-achieve yun? Paano tayo makakarating sa point na yon? It will be through instruction. It will be through teaching. It will be through the different learning activities that the teacher will initiate inside the classroom. Yan ang mga thoughts ni na Popham and Baker regarding the curriculum. All planned learning outcomes for which the school is responsible. Okay, here's one from Jose Palma. Jose Palma defined the curriculum as the sum, meaning the total, no? The entirety of all learning content. In curriculum parlance, no? Sa lingwahe po ng curriculum development, content means the different lessons, the different topics, the different subject matter contained in the curriculum. Halimbawa sa English, ano bang mga pinag-aaralan sa English? Usually, we study grammar, we study nouns, we study verbs, we study adjectives, we study adverbs, we study prepositions. You put them all together, that's content for English. Sa mathematics naman, halimbawa sa elementary, the 4 fundamental operations, yung mga addition, division, multiplication, and subtraction. Sa biology, meron silang yung mga different kinds of animals, different kinds of plants, the different kingdoms, kung ano-ano dyan. So, bawat subject, meron kanya-kanyang topic. That's called, you put them all together, that's called content. Lahat ng pinag-aaralan, content yan. Different topics, the different lessons, no? The different subject matters taken up in each subject. You put them all together, what do you get? You get content. Yan ang mga experiences, everything we do inside the school and even outside, provided that it is connected or related to our schooling. Resources. These are the different materials that we use in teaching and learning. Computers, laptops, textbooks, including the physical facilities, no? Kung mayroong covered court sa school, doon, kasama yan sa resources, may canteen, may library, may laboratory. Okay. So this content, experiences, and resources are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. The contents, say for example, are selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Yun namang mga facilities, usually ang gumagawa niyan ay school, no? Bakit ito ginagawa ng school? Because schools have that peculiar mandate. Schools have that special mandate from society to provide a venue and opportunities for learning, especially to the young ones and even the old ones. For the purpose of developing or harnessing or enhancing to the fullest our potentials as human beings. So yun ang definition ni Jose Palma. He defines curriculum as the sum of all the learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school in pursuit of its peculiar mandate as a distinct institution of learning and human development. So yun, pag samasamahin natin yung lahat ng content, we put together all the different topics, lessons, subject matter of all the subjects that we study in school, we get content. So yun, kasama siya sa curriculum. We put together all the experiences, meaning everything that we do as teachers and everything that our learners do as learners, we put them all together. So meron tayong experiences, learning and teaching experiences. We put them all together. Meron na tayong content at saka experiences. We put together all the resources that we have in our school. Lahat ng ginagamit natin, everything that we use inside the classroom, from our laptops, from our gadgets, from our projectors, to textbooks, to references, laboratory equipment, and apparatus, library materials, sports equipment, lahat-lahat ng nasa school. We put them all together, we get resources. So, pag sama-samahin natin yan lahat, content, experiences, and resources, meron na tayong curriculum. And these things are selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Bakit? Kasi nga meron silang mandate. Kumbaga meron silang utos galing sa lipunan. They have that mandate from society to provide opportunities for learning and human development. Kasi po, that is the role that schools play in the society. It is a venue for human development. That is the function of a school in a society. It is primarily there to provide a venue and opportunities for human development. This does not mean, of course, that a person cannot develop if he does not go to school. What we are saying here is that there will be more opportunities for learning and for development, especially in a formal way, no, if he goes to school. So yun po ang definition ni Jose Palma ng curriculum. The sum, the entirety, the total of all learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school in pursuit of its peculiar mandate as a distinct institution of learning and human development. Okay. So, curriculum, therefore, based on that definition by Jose Palma, does not only refer to a list of subjects. When you enroll in college, you are usually given a prospectus by the registrar. No? I don't know if you have this. No? I don't know if you experienced this. When you enrolled as a freshman, you were given a prospectus by the registrar or maybe your advisor. What do you see in a prospectus? you see there the list of all the subjects that you will need to take and pass before you can be declared a graduate of BE Ed or any other course or program or degree for that matter, no? So from first year, first semester, down to fourth year, second semester, or if you are taking up 5 or 6 year courses from the first semester of the first year down to the last semester or term of the last year. Makikita mo doon yung listahan ng mga subjects na kailangan mong kunin at ipasa. You will see there the list of subjects that you will need to take and pass in order to be declared a graduate of that program. Pero sa paningin nga po ng mga progressivists ay hindi yon curriculum as we have just seen in our discussion, no? Curriculum therefore includes all experiences which take place under the sponsorship of the school. This includes English courses, the debates that you engage in or initiate or participate in your English classes, publication of the school paper. See? Hindi mo yan makikita sa lesson plan. You will not see this in the syllabus. You will not see this in the course outline. But they are all part of the curriculum. The football games. Hindi tayo nagpo-football dito, no? Pero meron tayong mga palaro like softball, volleyball, basketball, and other games. They are all part of the curriculum. Why? Because they are all part of the experiences of the learners within the school. And the school is responsible for these experiences. School debates, you see. Halimbawa, pag August, meron tayong programa, yung buwan ng wika. What do students do? They engage in balagtasan, they perform cultural numbers such as folk dance, folk songs, ano po yung ginagawa? May mga balagtasan, may mga comedy. They are all part of the curriculum. See? So, if we are going to analyze and reflect on Palma's definition, the curriculum is the basic infrastructure of a school's educational program. If we are going to use an analogy, the curriculum can be compared to a plan, say a house, no? Plano ng bahay, that has been translated into an actual house. Meron siyang plano at yung planong yon ay na-execute na, meaning you do not just have a plan now. You already have an actual house. Yan. And that is very important to have, no, the curriculum, because according to Palma, a school without a curriculum is like a contractor without master blueprint for a construction project. A school without a curriculum is like a contractor without master blueprint for a construction project. Let's go back to our analogy before. If you are going to build a house without any plan at all, well, you might be able to build a house after all, but it will not be a very good house. Walang plano eh. You do not have a plan. You just wing it. No? In other words, you go along and do whatever comes into your mind. Put a post here, build a wall over here, put another post here. Walang plano. So whatever comes to mind, you do it. And after a while, you already have a house, but it may not be a very beautiful house. It may not have balance. The different parts might not be in proper proportions because you do not have a plan. The same thing happens when we teach without any preparation, without any plan at all. Let's go back to our example a while ago, lesson plan. It is very difficult to teach effectively without a plan. No? Kahit yung pinaka-brief lesson plan na lang, maganda talaga. It's really more effective if we have a plan. No? If we have prepared for a particular subject, if we have prepared our materials, we have studied the topic or the lesson, you feel more confident in teaching, and the result is better. Meaning, the learners will learn more, they will get higher scores in the evaluation, things like those, no? Kasi nga may plano, so we can prepare more effectively for the implementation of the lesson plan. Ganon din po sa curriculum. The curriculum serve as a master plan for the implementation of a program, an educational program. But we should not stop with a plan. That plan should be implemented. That plan should be executed so that the objectives enumerated and listed in the plan will be achieved or attained. Pag na-attain na yung objectives, pag na-attain na yung mga goals, that's the time we have a curriculum, which includes the plan as well as all the experiences which the learners go through. Yan, para po bang ganito oh. So the curriculum starts with documents. Yan oh. Mga listahan niya ng mga subjects from first year, first semester, second semester, second year, first semester, second year, second semester, and so on and so forth, until the learner has taken and passed all the subjects required for a degree. Pero sabi nga natin kanina, yung mga listahan ngayon, hindi pa yan curriculum. It should have the different experiences, different learning experiences which take place under the sponsorship of the school. So when we think of curriculum, from now on, when we think of curriculum, we should interpret it in its broader meaning. We should interpret it more completely, because there is more to curriculum than mere listing of subjects. As already mentioned several times, the curriculum also includes the experiences, the resources, all the content taken up inside the classroom. You might ask, sa classroom lang ba nangyayari yung curriculum? Does the curriculum exist only inside the classroom or within the school premises? The answer is no. The curriculum exists wherever learners do or perform anything that is officially connected to their schooling, especially if the school is responsible for it. Halimbawa, educational tours. Siyempre, hindi naman pwede mag-educational tour within the campus lang. You will really go out. So labas na kayo ngayon ng school. Is it still part of the curriculum? Yes. Because you went to that tour as part of the planned experiences prepared by the teacher. And the school is still responsible for that activity. Anything happens to the learners, to the pupils, the school is responsible. The school will be held accountable for whatever happens to the learners. Especially the teacher, no? Lalo na't nagpabaya si ma'am or si sir. No? Say for example, swimming. If it is sanctioned by the school, if it is part of the planned experiences, it's still part of the curriculum. But if a group of friends, halimbawa 5 magkakabarkada, nagkayayaan lang, pre, swimming tayo. Hindi na yun curriculum. Because it's no longer part of their schooling. It's no longer part of the experiences planned for them by the teacher. The school is no longer responsible for those students. It is their personal activity. Personal nilang lakad yung pag-swimming. Walang connection yon sa kanilang pag-aaral. Halimbawa, attending prayer rallies. Sabi ng teacher, class, as part of our lesson, as part of our activity in good manners and right conduct, or as part of our activity in values education, I will require you to attend a prayer rally tonight, no? A prayer rally tonight. A prayer rally will be held tonight at the public plaza. I would like you to attend that prayer rally and observe what the people will do there, what the speaker will take up, what topics or values he will discuss with the audience. Yan. At saka i-report nyo sa school. Yung pag-attend ng mga bata doon sa prayer rally, it's still part of the curriculum because it's part of the experiences prepared for them by the teacher. Kumbaga ay official yung kanilang pagpunta doon. Sanctioned by the school. Kapag may nangyari doon sa mga bata, halimbawa, naapakan at nabali ang paa, the school is responsible for it. The teacher is accountable for it. Of course, the teacher will take measures to ensure the safety of the children. No? Ang sinasabi ko lang dito, what I'm trying to say, class, is that whenever there is an activity and the school is responsible, it is sanctioned by the school, it is authorized by the school as part of the experiences of the children, it's part of the curriculum. Just like the example I was giving a while ago. Attending a prayer rally as part of the activities in values education. Let us compare that with this one. A child or a group of friends, halimbawa 5 ulit sila. A group of friends decide to attend a prayer rally on their own. They were not prompted by the teacher. They were not given instruction by the teacher to go there. Nobody told them. Or kung meron man nagsabi, parents nila, mga anak, umatin kayo ng rally, marami kayong matutuhan doon. E di nagpuntahan nga yung mga bata, 5 sila, that's no longer part of the curriculum. That is their personal activity, no? That is their personal affair. The school has nothing to do with what they intend to do. Yung pag-attend nga ng rally, that is their personal affair. So hindi na yan kasama sa curriculum. So if we're going to go back to our definition, anything the learners do within the premises of the school and even outside, as long as it is part of their schooling, as long as it's part of the experiences planned for them by the teacher, and as long as it is sanctioned by the school, it's part of the curriculum. No? Okay, so let us go back to the definition of Jose Palma. So now we are going to use this definition of curriculum in our subject, in our course. Whenever we speak of curriculum, whenever we mention the term curriculum, whenever we encounter the term curriculum, we will interpret it with this definition. Curriculum is the sum of all learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. This is the shortened version of Palma's definition. Hindi ko na idinugtong yung in pursuit of its peculiar mandate as a learning institution for human development. Kahit ito na lang ang ating tandaan, no? We will already have a comprehensive definition of curriculum. The sum, the entirety, the totality of all learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Tatlong elements, no? Content, experiences, and resources. Yung lahat-lahat ng yan, lahat ng content, lahat ng experiences, lahat ng resources, we put them all together. Ano ang ginagawa sa kanila? Tatlo din ulit. Selected, organized, implemented. By who? Sino ang nag-organize? Sino ang nagsiselect? Sino ang nag-implement? School. Madali lang pong tandano. So, curriculum is the sum total of all content, experiences, and resources purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Curriculum. So, pagsama-samahin natin yung lahat ng learning content, lahat ng topics, lahat ng lessons na makikita sa mga lesson plan, mga syllabus, mga course outline, mga librong ginagamit, content yan. Lahat ng experiences, pagbabasa, pagsulat, pag-compute, conducting experiments, making gardens, pagtanom mga buyak, beautifying the school, making fences, painting walls, paglilinis ng classroom. Sabi ng mga bata, sagay ka na pa uli, ma-cleaners pa kita. Yung pag-cleaners nila, kasama yun sa curriculum. Kasama yun sa kanilang pag-aaral. Alright. So, these experiences were selected, organized, and implemented by the school. So, yun po ang curriculum, no? Hindi lang listahan ng mga subjects na parang prospectus, hindi lang lesson plan, hindi lang syllabus. Yun lang ang umpisa ng curriculum. But, the curriculum also includes all learning content, all experiences, and resources. Selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Kung gusto nyong idagdag yung na-emphasize natin kanina, that all of these things should be learned, absorbed, internalized, and actualized by the learner. Ibig sabihin, sa pinakadulo nito, ang bata ay dapat para siya ay talagang effective na curriculum. Okay? So again, we are going to adopt this definition by Palma. Marami kasi mga definitions eh. And I believe that this is the most complete, no? Itong kay Palma. So ito ang gagamitin nating definition of curriculum in our subject. Kayo rin, kahit tapos na tayo sa ating subjects, whenever you encounter the term curriculum, you can give it this meaning or interpretation. The sum of all learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. Okay? Okay, so kasama dyan yung mga activities like library research, hands-on activities in computer classes, computations in mathematics, yan. Kasama din dyan yung mga sports activities, may mga intramural meet natin, yung mga art activities ng mga bata, yung mga music activities, pati yung mga cheering squads, the different teams that we organize inside the school, yung mga parade natin, they are all part of the curriculum. And all of these things, together with the different subjects and topics taught inside the classroom, isa lang po ang pinaka-purpose nito, to develop the child, to develop the learner, to give the learner an opportunity to develop his full potentials as a human being. Yan po. Okay? So, we have already discussed the first key word in our course, no? Curriculum. Ano naman itong development? Curriculum development eh. So we already understand what is meant by curriculum. Ano naman itong development? When we hear the word development, usually what comes to mind first is change, no? Di ba pag may development, mayroong change? You cannot have development if there is no change. Nothing and nobody can develop without undergoing change. The same principle applies in curriculum. There can be no curriculum development, or there can be no development. There can be no improvement in the curriculum without change. And in order for that change to become change for the better, kasi pwede rin maging change for the worse eh. Halimbawa, first grading, ang average grade ng bata ay 90. Second grading, ang kanyang average grade na ay 85. Hindi ba change din po yon? But it is not a change for the better. It is a change for the worse. We are not after that kind of change. We are after a change for the better. Yun bang tipong sa first grading, ang average rating ay 90, sa second grading ay 95, third grading ay 97, fourth grading ay 99. Yun. In order for change to be a change for the better, that change should be conscious and systematic, meaning there should be a conscious effort on the part of an institution, on the part of an individual to change. There should be a conscious. Ang ibig sabihin ng conscious, you are really aware of what you want to do. You really know what you want to do in order to improve, no? And it should be systematic. There should be a process. There should be a procedure, so that the change becomes methodical. No? We do not simply change at the flick of a finger. So meron pong proseso yan. So, alteration, modification, or improvement of existing conditions. In order for change to be a change for the better, it should be an improvement of an existing condition. Hindi pwedeng patras. It should be an improvement. It should be an alteration. It should be a modification or improvement of existing conditions. There is an existing condition. You want to develop, or you want to, what do you call this? You want to improve it so that you will achieve development. So anong gagawin natin? We will alter. When we alter something, we change it, no? Ganon din pag nagmo-modify. When we modify something, we change it for the purpose of improving it. Parang yung ating old curriculum, BEC. Pinalitan siya ng RBEC. Tapos pinalitan naman siya ng K-12. Yung RBEC, it was the existing condition before. The government deemed it necessary to change that curriculum in order for us to cope with development, especially those that are happening outside our country. Before the implementation of the K-12 program in the Philippines, we were one of 3 or 4 countries, parang 3 lang yata 3 countries all throughout the world still using the K-10 program. All other countries in the world were using the K-12 program. Halimbawa sa Asia, tayo lang ang 10 years yung basic education. All the rest have 12 years. So sa buong mundo, 3 lang tayo na 10 years ang basic education. Pilipinas and 2 other countries in Africa. So the government deemed it necessary to change that curriculum. So yung RBIC noon, siya yung existing condition. So para mag-develop, para mag-improve, we changed it. We altered that old curriculum and replaced it with a new one, the K-12 curriculum. So yun po ang change. From an existing condition, we improve through alteration and modification. So that's development. It is an improvement over an old existing condition. Parang yung example natin kanina, dati 90, naging 95. Improvement yon of an existing condition. Pero pag dating 90, naging 85, change nga yon, but it is not an improvement of an existing condition. So we are after changing for the better. These are the things that come to mind now when we speak of development. Change for the better. So in terms of curriculum development, an old curriculum will be replaced with a new one. A new curriculum that is thought to be more effective. Yeah. To produce positive changes, development should be purposeful, planned, and progressive. Yeah. In order for development to produce positive changes, these changes should be purposeful. Ang ibig sabihin, there are specific objectives, there are specific goals, and it should be planned. Ibig sabihin, certain preparations should be made before the changes are put in place. And it should be progressive. Ang ibig sabihin ng progressive, from an old existing condition to a better one. Progressive. From the word progress, nagpa-progress. Pag sinabing nagpa-progress, from an old existing condition to a better one, kumbaga umuunlad, may pag-asenso yung kalagayan. Progressive, from the word progress, no? So, uh, it should be purposeful, planned, and progressive. Yung isang pagbabago, change, para magkaroon ng magandang development, changes should be purposeful. There should be a specific target in mind, a specific objective or goal. What is it that we want to achieve? Why are we changing this curriculum? Yeah, yun ang tanong sa gobyerno. What is it that we want to achieve? What is it exactly that we want to attain? Dapat may purpose. Hindi yung gigising lang yung presidente one morning or secretary of education one morning, gigising siya, sabihin niya, masama ang gising ko parang magandang magpalit ng curriculum ngayon. Dapat po may purpose yan. At saka may plano. No? Curriculum development is a complex process. It entails a lot of preparation. It entails a lot of planning. It entails a lot of things to be considered and things to be done. It's a complex process. No? So there should be planning. And it should be progressive. No? So yun. Yung mga pagbabago sa ating paligid, especially in our curriculum, dapat sila ay purposeful, no? Those changes should be planned and those changes should be progressive so that we will achieve development. Yeah. So, pagsamahin na natin yung dalawang terms ngayon. Curriculum, we have already discussed it, no? Development, we have already discussed it separately. Let's put them all together. Let's put them together now. Curriculum development. Ano siya? Ayan. So, curriculum development, ito yung katatapos lang natin, no? Curriculum development occurs through changes. Sabi nga natin kanina, there can be no development without change. In order for these changes to achieve positive results, they should be purposeful, planned, and progressive. Na-take up na natin yung purposeful, no? There should be a specific purpose, specific target, specific objective, a specific goal for changing the curriculum. And it should be planned. Dapat may plano. Tulad ng K-12, hindi yan basta gumising lang si Pinoy one morning and then, mga bata, tayo magki-K-12. Hindi. It took years of planning and preparation before the K-12 curriculum was finally put in place and implemented. And it should also be progressive. Ibig sabihin ng progressive, it is considered an improvement over the old curriculum. So yan po. Curriculum development requires changes. In order for these changes to have positive results, these changes should be purposeful, planned, and progressive. Curriculum development now is the process of selecting. Ito na yung definition natin ng curriculum development, no? It is a process, no? Curriculum development is a process. It is the process of selecting, organizing, executing, evaluating what? Sineselect, inorganize, in-execute, in-evaluate ang learning experiences. Yan. Curriculum development is the process of selecting, organizing, executing, evaluating learning experiences. That's curriculum development. Maybe we can understand or comprehend this better by giving a simple example. Di ba sabi natin kanina, the lesson plan is part of the curriculum, no? The lesson plan is a microcosm of the curriculum. So ano bang ginagawa ng teacher pag nagle-lesson plan? Actually, the teacher is preparing for the learning experiences of the learners. Di ba yun po ang ginagawa natin pag nagle-lesson plan? We are preparing for the learning experiences of our learners. Ganon din po kami pag gumagawa ng syllabus. We are preparing for the learning experiences of our students for the entire semester. So ano pong ginagawa natin pag gumagawa ng syllabus or when writing a lesson plan? We select, then we organize, then we execute, then we evaluate. What do we select? First, we select the topic. What will be my first topic for today? Katulad ngayon, first meeting natin in curriculum development. The teacher and the school curriculum. Siyempre, pumili ako ng mga topics that will be included in my syllabus. And I chose this topic for our first meeting. Kasi introduction pa lang naman. So the most important thing for us to understand is the curriculum. What is it all about? What is it? How is it defined or interpreted? So yun ang aking sinelect na. And then we organize the topic, the lessons. How do we start? What will be the first topic? What will be the next? What will be the next? What will be the last? We also select and organize the different activities inside our classrooms. What activities will we have so that the learners will really learn these lessons. So, pumipili tayo ng mga activities. Sa science, mayroong mga experiments. Sa TLE, may mga projects. Sa biology, may kung ano-ano. Mga bata, kuha kayo ng dahon. Titingnan natin yung mga stomata. Yan naalala ko sa biology namin noon eh. Or, go out and catch insects. Ang huli kami ng grasshoppers at saka dragonflies. So we select the content, we select the experiences. We even select the materials that we are going to use. What will be our references, what will be our visual aids, what will be our teaching materials. Pinipili natin yan lahat, no? And then if we have already selected everything, we organize them. Ito ang una kong i-discuss, ito ang una naming activity, ito ang una kong gagamitin na visual aid. If everything is already planned and organized, we execute. Kinaumagahan, we go inside our classrooms, we meet our students, we meet our learners, and then we execute or implement the plan that we have made prior to that meeting. In other words, we will now actually teach or implement the lesson plan or the syllabus or the course outline. This is where actual teaching and actual learning occur sa executing part. And then afterwards, pag natapos na yung lessons, pag natapos na yung mga activities, what do? We usually evaluate using different evaluation strategies such as pencil and paper tests, recitations, performance-based evaluate, things like those, no? Basta't nag-evaluate tayo for the purpose of knowing whether we have achieved our objectives, for the purpose of knowing whether our students or learners learned from us and from the experiences we have prepared for them. That's curriculum development in the classroom level. The teacher selects, organizes, executes, evaluates learning experiences. In order for us to understand the scope of curriculum development in the school level, we will follow the same process. The school selects, organizes, executes, evaluates learning experiences for the entire school. Ganon din sa national level, yung DepEd. Dumaan din yan sila sa proseso ng selecting, organizing, executing, evaluating learning experiences. Curriculum development. The technical committees who prepared the K-12 program followed this process. They selected, they organized, they executed. Itong sa execution, siyempre sa part na yan ng teachers, no? And evaluate learning experiences. Tayo sa sa mga schools, we follow this process of curriculum development. Sabi ko nga kanina, every day of our lives as professional teachers, we will be immersed into the curriculum processes. We design, we plan, we implement, we evaluate. We do that every day. So curriculum or curriculum development is part and parcel. It is an integral part of our everyday activities as teachers. And that is the reason why it is of foremost importance that we really understand curriculum and curriculum development. No? Okay, let's proceed. Why does curriculum keep on changing? Kasi yun po ang isa sa mga characteristics of the curriculum. It is never constant. It keeps on changing. The question is why? The answer is curriculum development is based on the needs, abilities, interests of learners, and the nature of society. Curriculum constantly changes. It keeps on changing because the needs of our learners also keep on changing. Their abilities keep on changing, their interests keep on changing, and the nature, even the expectations of our society also keep on changing. And so naturally, the curriculum should cope with these changes in our learners and in our society. The curriculum should keep abreast of the times, the changing times. Otherwise, it will be left behind. The learners and the society are in a constant process of changing. If the curriculum does not change with our learners and the society, the curriculum will be left behind and it will be rendered obsolete, useless. Parang ganito po. In terms of, halimbawa, needs, abilities, and interests of learners. Our learners today have different needs than the learners of long ago. Halimbawa, yung time lang namin, iba ang aming needs noon as elementary pupils sa needs ng mga bata ngayon as elementary pupils. During our time, and that was a very long time ago, we survived on the basic skills. Basic lang po kami noon. Reading, writing, arithmetic, Yan. May konting science. Ganun lang po ang aming mga lessons noon. Basic nga lang. But we survived, no? We survived. Yung aming abilities, ay ganun din. Sa basic lang din. We knew how to read. We knew how to write. Do a little computation. Things like those. Yung interest namin, ay ganun din. Simple lang din. We studied our lessons. We played sports like baseball. We read our books. May konting activities kami. May konting gardening. Yun ang mga ginawa namin noon sa elementary. And the society during that time was simple. No? It was not very complicated compared with the kind of society that we have now. So that was during our time. Let us talk about the needs, abilities, and interests of learners today. In terms of needs and abilities, learners, or children in general, can no longer survive in this world without knowledge of technology. So sa elementary pa lang, they are already taught how to use technology. They already have computer subjects, and their abilities included skills in using this technology, using computers, using the different programs or applications, using different equipment. They already know how to set up projectors. They already know how to use computers. They print files. Ganon. During our time, we did not have these things because these things were not yet in existence. During our time, hanggang Xerox lang kami. Iilan pa nga lang ang nagpapa-Xerox. I remember our teacher in the elementary used to write everything in the blackboard, on the blackboard. Yung mga lectures, mga lessons, sample sentences in English, our teacher would write all of these things on the board. Kuminsan naman sa kartulina, sometimes sa Manila paper. Pag walang-wala na talaga, sa lumang kalendaryo na malaki. O, di ba? Nowadays, teachers use PowerPoint presentations, photocopied materials, things like those, medyo high-tech na. So, in terms of teaching and learning, we need these skills. So, we teach these skills to our students because these are the skills that they will use or need outside the school. When they go out, when they go back to their homes, when they go back to their communities, when they go back to their barangays, wherever they are residing or living, these are the skills that they will need, no? Kailangan marunong sila ng mga skills na yon. So nagbabago yun ng kanilang needs, abilities, at saka kanilang mga interests. Yung mga bata ngayon, very visual. When we teach, we really need to show them pictures, diagrams, PowerPoint presentations, video clips, no? Otherwise, they will easily get bored and lose interest in whatever we are teaching. Naiinis sila ngayon, puro stories, puro kwento si ma'am or si sir. Gusto nila maraming visuals. They are stimulated by visuals. They are stimulated by images, by pictures, by video clips, by films, by movie clips. See? Iba na yung interest nila. And the nature of the society has also changed. During our time, life was simple. Ngayon, maraming mga komplikasyon. Before, we did not worry about bullying. Hindi ko maalala na mayroon akong nagka-problema kami noon about bullying. Pag may nang bully sa amin, suntukan na kraan. Tayo ko na sa likorit school, agto mapanuntokan todo-todo, walang buli-buli noon. Suntukan na kraan. We did not worry about environmental problems. We did not worry about social justice. We did not worry about LGB, ano yun? LGBTQ. Ayan. Hindi kami naman problema ng mga ganyan noon. We did not worry about ozone layers. We did not worry about a lot of social problems. Simple lang buhay namin noon as children, as elementary pupils. Ngayon, maraming problema ang society. So, all of these things should be addressed by schools through the curriculum. And because learners and society are always in the process of constant change, the curriculum should also change constantly. It should change with the learners and the society so that it will remain relevant. It will remain useful. It will remain effective. Kasi pag naiwan ang curriculum, ang ibig sabihin class ng naiwan ang curriculum, the schools are teaching things that are no longer needed, things that are no longer relevant. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng naiiwan ang curriculum. The school is teaching things that have no use outside. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng naiiwan ang curriculum. So since the learners and the society in general keep on changing, the curriculum should also keep on changing with the learner and the society so that the curriculum will remain relevant, significant, valuable, useful, and effective. Kasi pag nahuli or naiwan yung curriculum, it will be rendered obsolete and useless. Yan. So going back to our topic, curriculum development is based on the needs, abilities, interests of learners, and the nature of the society. The question we are trying to answer here is, why does the curriculum keep on changing? Bakit pa bago-bago ang curriculum namin? Merong mga ProDid noon, merong mga BEC, may RBEC, may RSAP pa yata yan noon. Ngayon naman K-12 naman. Ano bang nangyayari sa aming educational system? That's the answer. Our curriculum keeps on changing because the needs, the abilities, the interests of learners, and our society keeps on changing. So kailangang makaagapay ang curriculum sa mga pagbabagong yan. Okay. Sandali lang po. Inom lang ako ng tubig ha. Pasensya na kayo. My throat dries up as I speak. Hindi po kasi gumagaling completely yung aking pagkapaos, kaya ganito po ang aking boses. Doon po sa mga ngayon ko lang naging estudyante, hindi po ganito kapangit ang aking boses. Nagkataon lang po na paos po talaga ako. Okay. Let's talk about the three fundamental elements of school curriculum. Here they are: purpose, means, and assessment. Yan po ang mga elements niya. Kumbaga sa recipe, the elements are the ingredients, no? Kumbaga sa isang luto, halimbawa ay adobong manok. Ayan. Yung mga ingredients niya ay manok, siyempre. Hindi pwedeng walang manok. Mahirap mag-adobo ng manok nang walang manok. Kailangan mo ng bawang, sibuyas, suka, asin, toyo. Yun ang kanyang mga ingredients. Kumbaga, yun ang kanyang mga elements. Sa curriculum naman, ito yung kanyang elements. Purpose, means, and assessment. The purpose refers to the goals and objectives. This answers the question, what do we want to achieve? What is it exactly that we want to attain? No, purpose. Kumbaga sa lesson plan, ito yung ating objectives. These are the knowledge and skills and values and competencies that we want our learners to learn. Oh, excuse me. Another element is the means, which refers to the learning experiences and resources. Itong means, yung ginagawa na natin mismo as teachers. At yung ginagawa na rin mismo ng ating mga students, no? Teaching learning experiences plus all the resources. Ano nga ulit yung ating mga resources kanina? Everything we use inside the school in pursuit of our goals and objectives. So pag sinabing resources, it includes everything from textbooks, library materials, laboratory equipment, infrastructure facilities, our gadgets, our laptops, our projectors, kung mayroon kang LED TV, kasama yan lahat, mga buildings, classrooms, lahat-lahat ng ginagamit natin. And then of course, we have the assessment of outcomes. Assessment plays a very important role in curriculum development, in curriculum, because it is only through assessment, it is only through evaluation that we will know whether we have achieved or attained our goals and objectives. Without assessment or evaluation of outcomes, we will never know whether we have succeeded in achieving or in attaining our stated goals and objectives. So, importante po yung tatlong yan, no? Fundamental elements of school curriculum: purpose, means, and assessment. Kumbaga nga sa luto ay sila yung mga ingredients. Meron kang manok, meron kang suka, meron kang toyo, meron kang kung ano-ano pa dyan. Iluto mo sila, i-process mo, you put them all together and process them. In the end, you have adobong manok. O ganon din dito sa curriculum. You have purpose, you have means, you have assessment, put them all together, process them. In the end, you have a curriculum. Purpose, means, and assessment are always what do you call this? They are in a constant state of interplay with each other. Yan, ganyan. Interplay. Purpose, assessment, purpose and means, means and assessment. They are in constant interplay with one another. The means are based on the purpose. The purpose determines the means. Assessment is based on the means. And assessment will determine whether the purpose has been achieved. Para pong ganito, yung purpose, yun kunyari ang ating, hindi lang kunyari, kundi talagang purpose includes objectives, no? So, sa lesson plan natin, gawa tayo ng lesson plan. The objectives are our stated purpose. Yung means, yung ating procedure or strategies. Yung ating assessment, yung ating evaluation. So, our purpose or objectives will determine our means or the strategies. Siyempre, naturally, we are going to choose teaching strategies that we think are the most effective in achieving our objectives. So, yung ating means, yung ating procedure, yung ating strategies will come from the purpose or objectives. Kaya sila nag-interact, nag-interplay. Yun namang assessment is based on the lessons taught. Siyempre, kung ano yung ating tinuro, yun ang ating itetest. Di ba? Magagalit po sa atin ang ating mga estudyante if we give a test about topics that were not covered during the lesson. Ang itinuro natin ay landforms. Ang ibinigay na test ay waterforms, bang tibay. Ang lesson ay about landforms, no? Mga mountains, hills, plateaus, valleys. Tapos pag abot sa test ay give examples of bodies of water. So, assessment is based on meaning evaluation is based on what has been taught, and the results of assessment will tell us whether the purpose has been achieved. The result of our evaluation will tell us whether we have succeeded in achieving our objectives. Now, the purpose, the means, and the assessment, and the interplay, the interaction among them has one purpose: to produce the ideal graduate. Yung nasa gitna, triangle. To produce the ideal graduate. Sino naman or ano naman itong ideal graduate? In terms of program objectives, halimbawa, BA-Ed, may objectives yan yung BA-Ed as a program. So yung ideal graduate of BA-Ed is a graduate who has internalized all the stated objectives of the program. Yun ang ideal graduate. Kumbaga sa classroom, yung ideal graduate for that particular period lang yung bata na internalize niya yung lesson ni ma'am or ni sir for that particular meeting. Yun ang ideal product natin for that particular hour, for that particular day. A student, a learner, a pupil who has learned and internalized the lesson as stated in the objective. Yun ang ideal product for that particular day. So, the purpose, the means, and the assessment are always in constant interaction among themselves. And the purpose is to produce the ideal graduate. Meaning a student who has internalized, learned and absorbed the lesson for that particular day. Pag program objective ang pag-uusapan, yung objective ng buong program, buong degree, buong discipline. Well, curriculum development involves a never-ending process of revision. Just a few minutes ago, I emphasized that the curriculum is in constant process of changing. Ano ang sagot nga natin doon? Bakit palaging nagbabago ang curriculum? It is because the needs, the abilities, the interests of our learners, as well as the nature and expectations of the larger society also keep on changing. So the curriculum should cope with, kailangan niyang umagapay. The curriculum should cope with these changes, because otherwise, if the curriculum is unable to cope with these changes, the curriculum will be rendered, meaning it will become obsolete and useless. So the curriculum is always changing. Curriculum development involves a never-ending process of revision. Even the K-12 program will still change. The K-12 program as we see it now will not remain like this forever. There will come a time that it will change. It may still be K to 12, but certain subjects will be replaced with other subjects. Some lessons will be taken out. Some lessons will be introduced. New topics will be introduced into the curriculum. Things like those. Hindi po yan permanente ng ganyan. It will definitely change in the future. Sabi nga natin dito, curriculum involves a never-ending process of revision. And this is because the learners and the society are also in constant process of changing. So going back to our definition, i-emphasize ko lang po para talaga natin ma-internalize yung definition ni Jose Palma. This is the definition that we are going to use in our subject. Or even after our subject, halimbawa tapos na yung ating subject, tapos na yung semester, ito na ang inyong interpretation ng curriculum. The sum total of all learning content, experiences, and resources that are purposely selected, organized, and implemented by the school. See? Kompleto siya, no? Okay. Okay, let us talk about this. Types of curriculum simultaneously operating in schools. Types or kinds of curriculum simultaneously operating in schools, meaning operating in schools at the same time. Yun pang ibig sabihin ng simultaneous, at the same time. According to Alan Glaythorne, in 2008, there are 7 types or kinds of curriculum that operate in schools simultaneously, meaning sabay-sabay makikita ito sa mga schools. Okay. So here we have the recommended curriculum, the written curriculum, the taught curriculum, supported curriculum, assessed curriculum, learned curriculum, and the hidden curriculum. Let's talk about this one by one. Okay. The first one is recommended curriculum. Most of the school curricula are recommended in the sense that most of our curriculum, if not all, comes from a higher authority. Say, for example, in our basic education, the Department of Education is primarily responsible for the basic education in our country. So the curriculum comes from the Department of Education. It is the DepEd that recommends what is going to be taught, what is going to be covered in every quarter, things like those. Sa higher education naman, in case of RSU, the Commission on Higher Education is primarily responsible for overseeing higher education in our country. So sila ang dyan, responsible. So the different programs offered in SUCs, state universities and colleges, are generally recommended by the Commission on Higher Education. Although SUCs can request for the offering of certain courses in their schools, but this has to be approved by their respective Board of Trustees or Board of Regents. And of course, the curriculum, the program should be consistent with, the program should be in conformity with what is prescribed, what is approved by the Commission on Higher Education. In terms of technical education, TESDA naman po ang in charge dyan. Of course, other government agencies such as Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Association of, Department of Science and Technology can also make recommendations to the curriculum. Meaning it can suggest certain topics, certain activities, certain experiences to be included in the curriculum. Aside from government agencies such as DepEd, CHED, TESDA, and DOST, organizations of teachers, organizations of educators can also make recommendations or suggestions regarding the curriculum, such as the Philippine Association of Filipino Teacher Educators, or PAFTE, PAFTE. Biology Teachers Association, or BIOTA. Yan, recommended curriculum. So ito po yung mga tinuturo sa mga eskwelahan, no? In the elementary and the secondary schools all throughout the country, the curriculum was handed down to them or given to them by the Department of Education. The role of the teacher, of course, is to implement what is recommended by the Department of Education. It is up to the teacher now to think of the best strategies or the best approaches, the best techniques of teaching what is recommended by the DepEd, so that our educational goals and objectives will be achieved or attained. The same thing happens with CHED and TESDA. Kami sa schools as faculty, our role is to implement programs, different degrees, different courses, so that our goals, our objectives, our mission and vision as a university will be achieved. Yan. Pero nanggagaling po yan sa CHED. Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Association of Filipino Teacher Educators, Biology Teachers Association. These are just additional organizations or entities that can make recommendations or suggestions to the curriculum. The point here is the recommended curriculum is one of the types or kinds of curriculum operating in schools. So yun pa ang una, no? Meron tayong recommended curriculum, yung nanggagaling po sa ating mga higher ups sa DepEd, sa CHED, sa TESDA, and other government agencies. Yung ibinababa po nila sa atin for teachers like us to implement. Recommended curriculum po yan. The written curriculum, as the term implies, includes documents, yung mga sinusulat natin, like course of study, mga syllabi, mga lesson plans, yan. Most written curricula are made by curriculum experts with the participation of teachers. Yung gumawa ng BEC or Basic Education Curriculum at sa K-12 curriculum, well, they are experts, no? But they were assisted by teachers. Teachers po kasi, teachers are the frontliners, no? We are the ones who are in direct contact with the learner. We are the ones who actually implement the curriculum. So we have a hands-on experience with teaching and the implementation of the curriculum. So even if we are not experts, our services are needed by technical committees who prepare the curriculum. So nagtatanong po yan sila sa mga teachers, no? Yung mga technical working groups, nagtatanong yan sila sa mga teachers. They ask for ideas, suggestions. Until everything has been organized, has been selected, the curriculum is now ready to be written into documents. Meaning the curriculum is now ready to be formalized. So we receive the curriculum in the form of formal documents. Yan, written curriculum. So sinusunod na lang niya yung mga teachers, no? They use guide in teaching the daily lessons to their pupils. Ganon din kami. We use our syllabus, we use our course outlines in teaching the different topics to be covered all throughout the semester. Halimbawa, sa curriculum development, meron tayong syllabus, nakalista doon yung ating mga topics to be covered for the entire term, for the entire semester. At syempre, sinusulat namin yan to be submitted. Written curriculum. Piniprint. O yan, ang ating example, syllabus or lesson plan. So nakakadalawa na tayo, no? The first one is recommended curriculum. The second one is written curriculum. The third one is the taught curriculum. O, sa term pa lang, alam na natin kung ano yan, no? These are the different planned activities put into action in the classroom. In other words, these are the things that we actually do as teachers in the process of implementing, in the process of executing the planned curriculum. Yung ginawa nating plano, whether it is a lesson plan, whether it is a syllabus, whether it's a course outline, they have to be actually taught, no? In order for the objectives to be achieved or attained. Hindi naman pwedeng nandun lang siya sa papel. Hindi yun matututo yung mga bata, no? The children will not learn anything from the syllabus or lesson plan written on paper. What is written on paper should be actually implemented. It should be actually executed. It should be put into actual action in order for it to have positive results. What are the positive results? The objectives being achieved. Yan. Ang pinakadulo niyan, the learners will learn from the experiences we have prepared for them. The taught curriculum are the varied activities that are implemented in order to arrive at the goals, objectives, or purposes of the written curriculum. Yan. So mayroon tayong written curriculum, it will not achieve anything unless it is actually put to action. Yung ating ginagawa, yung mga actual na mga experiences, the things that we actually do as teachers, and the things that our students or pupils actually do, they comprise what is called the taught curriculum. Yan. Of course, different learners have different learning styles, no? Different individuals, different learners, different students have different personalities. They have different temperaments. They have different mental abilities. They process information in different ways. In other words, they have different learning styles. Teachers din, no? We have our own way of teaching. We have our own style or strategy of teaching. So the taught curriculum will vary according to the teaching style of the teacher, of course, and the learning style of the learners. So dapat magtugma yung dalawang yun. No? Okay, so yung nauna kanina, recommended curriculum, then written curriculum, then taught curriculum. Then we have the supported curriculum. To have a successful teaching, there must be materials which should support or help in the implementation of a written curriculum. Supported curriculum refers to the resources we use as teachers, the resources available in our classroom, the resources available in the school, to be used by the teacher and the learners in the process of teaching and learning. Materials or support materials that we can use in the implementation of the curriculum. Before, we did not have technology just like the ones we have today. But we had our own supported curriculum. We had our own resources. We had our own materials available for us during our time. Meron kaming mga libro, meron kaming mga calculators kahit papano, merong Xerox machine or photocopying machine. No? Later, meron na kaming projector. Hindi lang namin naabutan itong mga PowerPoint na ito. Okay. So these are all part of the supported curriculum. Basta lahat ng resources available to the school, available to the teacher, available for the students. Halimbawa, kung mag-PPE ka, PE class, meron ka mga bola, meron ka mga kung ano-anong sports equipment. Magpo-folk dance kayo sa PE pa ulit. Meron kayong mga costumes, may mga equipment, yung mga baon ng niyog na pinatutunog kung ano-ano dyan. Musical instruments, kung meron. Mga libro sa library, mga test tube sa laboratory, weighing scales. Kung meron kayong basketball court, merong speech laboratory, merong viewing room. Ang ibig kong sabihin ay, halimbawa, you are going to watch a movie that's related to the lesson, you go there to watch the movie. Para bang audiovisual room, something like that, no? All of these are all part of the supported curriculum. Parang napakalungkot naman magturo kung you do not have anything at all to use. Just a piece of chalk, your blackboard, and then your mouth. Parang very dry, no? Very bare. And it's really a good thing if we have all the materials, all the resources that we need. No, it's more motivating to teach. No, and also on the part of the learners, they definitely learn more if there are resources, if there are materials, if there are visual aids or teaching materials. No, they learn more effectively, they learn more meaningfully. No, so it's important for us to have a very good supported curriculum. It's important for us to have adequate materials and resources. Okay. Examples tayo: textbooks, computers, audiovisual materials, laboratory equipment, playgrounds. Na-mention natin yan lahat kanina. No? So, yan, supported curriculum. Then we also have the assessed curriculum. From the word assess. When we assess, we evaluate. Siyempre, kailangan talaga natin mag-evaluate, no? The assessed curriculum is also called the tested or evaluated curriculum. Assessment or evaluation, as already mentioned before, will tell us whether we have been successful in attaining or achieving our objectives. It is through assessment, it is through evaluation that we will know to what extent we have achieved our goals and objectives. It will tell us, the results of the evaluation will tell us if our students are learning and if they are progressing. So there should always be assessment or evaluation. Otherwise, we will not know whether we have achieved our objectives. We will not know whether we have succeeded in attaining our goals or objectives. So what's the point of implementing the curriculum? Kumbaga, what's the point of teaching if we do not know whether the learners have really learned from us? Basta nagturo lang tayo and then no more. Halimbawa ako, nagturo sa inyo. And then afterwards, okay class, you're dismissed. You can go. Tapos na yung semester, bye-bye. ni walang evaluation whatsoever. So how would I know if I succeeded in achieving the objectives I have stated in my syllabus? Walang kahulugan yung pagtuturo ko. Hindi ko alam kung natuto kayo or hindi. Pwedeng natuto, pwede rin hindi. The point is, hindi ko alam. I do not know. So it's really important to assess or evaluate the curriculum. So usually, sa katapusan ng ating pagtuturo, it may not always be every meeting, no? Pero meron tayong mga evaluation. Mayroong quarterly, mayroong semestral, basta mayroong evaluation lang. Sabi na nga natin kanina, the 3 elements of the curriculum. Ano nga ulit yung tatlong ganon? Tatlong yan. Philippine Military Academy, PMA, P, purpose. Yung M, means. Yung A, assessment. So, dahil siya ay element, hindi pwedeng wala siya, no? Assessment is an indispensable ingredient or element of the curriculum. When we say indispensable, we cannot do without it. It should be there. Hindi pwedeng wala siya. Nandun siya dapat. Indispensable siya. Element nga siya. So, purpose means assessment. Yan. So, there should always be assessment. Kaya yan, assessed curriculum. So, examples tayo. Pencil and paper tests, portfolios. Then, the learned curriculum. Ano naman ito? This refers to the learning outcomes achieved by the students. Learning outcomes are indicated by the results of the tests and changes in behavior which can either be cognitive, affective, or psychomotor. See? The learned curriculum refers to the learning outcomes achieved by the learners. Ito yung kanilang actual na natutuhan. That's the learned curriculum. How do we know that they have learned? Through evaluation or assessment. Saan nakukuha yan? Sa results ng mga test, changes in behavior. Speaking of changes, we are already familiar with this, no? Cognitive, affective, or psychomotor. These are the 3 domains of learning. Domains, areas, no? Pag sinabing domain, it's just another word for area. So pag sinabing domains of learning, areas of learning. So we have the cognitive domain, cognitive area. Affective domain, affective area. Psychomotor domain, psychomotor area. Cognitive domain refers to the mind. This refers to the acquisition of knowledge, acquisition of information. Yan. Affective domain yan. Affective domain refers to the acquisition of appreciations, values, attitudes. Yan. Sa psychomotor, this has something to do with movement, body coordination. Yan. Alam na niyo yan. Alam na ninyo. You are already familiar with this. So, the learned curriculum refers to the knowledge, skills, values, and competencies learned, absorbed, internalized by the learners. Yan. Paano nga ulit natin makikilala? Malalaman na sila ay natututo through evaluation, through assessment. Pag nag-test tayo at mataas ang result, It tells us that they have learned from the experiences we have prepared for them. Kung puro rerasero, it tells, it also tells us something, no? There is something wrong with the implementation, with the curriculum we implemented during that time, from the planning to the implementation, maybe even to the assessment, no? Puro zero, nagturo tayo ng 1 oras, walang natutuwa. Wala naman sigurong ganun, no? Okay, so learned curriculum. And the last one is the hidden curriculum. Meron pa palang hidden. This refers to the unintended curriculum, which is not deliberately planned but may modify behavior or influence learning outcomes. Ito yung unintended or unplanned curriculum. It is not intentionally planned, meaning we have no intention of effecting it. We have no intention of making it happen, but it happened. Yeah. And these things can affect or influence the learning of our pupils. Examples of this are peer influence, school environment, physical condition, teacher-learner interaction, mood of the teachers. So you see, we do not put this in our lesson plans. We do not put this in our syllabi. Nung magsulat ako ng syllabus, hindi ko naman nilagay doon na my students should not be affected by their physical condition during learning. Wala namang nakalagay doon. But the physical condition of the learner, the physical condition of the classroom greatly affects his learning. And so does peer influence. The same thing goes with school environment. So you see, peer influence exerts a strong influence on the learning of a student. Pare, wag ka nang mag-aral muna. Inuman muna tayo. Madali lang naman yung curriculum development. So, instead of studying his lessons, instead of answering his modules, this particular student postpones it because he wants to go with his friend to drink. Apektado na ngayon yung kanyang learning. What is the cause? Peer influence. Hindi yun nakalagay sa lesson plan. Hindi yun nakalagay sa syllabus. But it happens. Kaya nga sa tinawag na hidden curriculum. We do not see it directly. No? It is unintended. It is unplanned. But it happens. And these things affect or influence the learning of our students, our pupils. The same goes with school environment. Mabuti nga ngayon, online tayo. Siguro, you are very comfortable in your homes, in your bedroom, or wherever it is that you are viewing this video. Nakakuyakoy ka dyan at kumakain ka ng kwan, no? ng dingdong. Pero pag dito sa classroom, you may not be as comfortable as you are right now. Kasi dito sa classroom ay kung dito, medyo masikip, no? Yung kwan mo lang ang space mo, yung upuan mo lang, no? But in your room, you have the entire room for yourself. Gusto mong humilata, pwede. Gusto mong dumapa, pwede. You can lie on your stomach if you like. You can lie on your what do you call this? You can lie down if you lie, no? Okay. Teacher-learner interaction. It also affects learning. There are teachers who are very approachable, and learners can go near them anytime. Meron namang mga teachers na may pagka-reserved. They really put a line between him or her and the teacher, the learner, meaning the distinction is always there, no? I'm the teacher, you are the student. You behave properly. Even even the mood of the teacher. So, di ba tayo kung minsan init ulo natin, we are not in a very good mood to teach, no? Things like this happen. Hindi naman araw-araw ay masaya tayo, full of energy, very enthusiastic, very motivated to teach. There comes a time when we are in a moody disposition, no? Yun nga, mainit ang ulo kasi nag-away sa bahay. Oh. Kung married yung teacher, nag-away ng kanyang asawa. Kung may jowa, nag-away sila mag-jowa. Nagselos. So you see, our teaching is affected, no? But we are always advised to leave our problems at home, to leave our problems outside our classroom. That is so much easier said than done. Madali pong sabihin yung ganun, pero we are just human beings and we are affected by our emotions. We have experiences at home, we have experiences outside our classroom that affect us, no? Emotionally and intellectually, mentally, I mean, and even physically, no? Matamlay, wala sa mood, yung naantok, may hangover, ayan. So, all of these things affect teaching and learning. And they are all part of our school experiences. They are all part of the hidden curriculum. Yan. Hidden kasi wala sa lesson plan, wala sa syllabus, but these things happen. Yan. Okay, let's talk about this. The teacher as a curricularist. Curricularist. A curricularist is somebody who is well-versed in curriculum. An expert, no? Expert. Somebody who really knows the curriculum. Yeah. Before, pag sinabing curricularist, this refers to those who write curricular programs. Para bang sulat ka ng buong curriculum for BA Ed, sulat ka ng buong curriculum for the Department of Education. Para bang ganun ang dating, no? You are really an expert, no? Really an authority. And examples of this are John Dewey, Ralph Tyler, Hilda Taba, Franklin Babbitt. These are the giants in curriculum development, no? These are the towering figures in curriculum development, not only in America but all throughout the world. So, nung una, pag sinabing curricularist, ang naisip agad ng tao are the likes of John Dewey, Ralph Tyler, Hilda Taba, and Franklin Babbitt. Yung talagang mga experts in curriculum, yung mga philosophers talaga. Yung mga well-known or eminent educational thinkers. Yun ang meaning ng curricularist noon. However, the teacher, in his own right, or in her own right, is also a curricularist. Kahit hindi tayo kasing astig o kasing angas nila John Dewey, Hilda Taba, Ralph Tyler, Franklin Babbitt, in our own right as teachers, with our contribution in curriculum planning and implementation, we can also be called curricularists, even if we are not as big an expert as John Dewey and others. The classroom is the first place of curricular engagement. Sabi ko nga kanina, it is in the classroom that the curriculum is actually implemented. It is in the classroom that the curriculum begins to be alive. Before actual engagement, before actual implementation, the curriculum only exists on paper. Merong curriculum pero on paper, nakaprint lang, plano pa lang yan. It will begin to be alive the moment the teacher begins to implement or execute that plan. And this usually happens inside the classroom. The moment the teacher and the learners begin to interact with one another, the curriculum becomes alive. So in that sense, the teacher is a curricularist because the teacher knows the curriculum. Kasi tinuturo niya eh. Alam niya yung subject matter, alam niya. The teacher writes the curriculum. Siya kasi ang nagsulat ng lesson plan. Siya ang writer. Siya ang nagplano, no? The learning experiences were planned by the teacher. Siya din ang nag-implement. Because he's the one or she's the one actually teaching the lessons now. He or she is actually implementing or executing the curriculum, the plan. Siya rin ang mag-evaluate. Siya rin ang mag-innovate. Halimbawa, the teacher sees something wrong with the implementation, babaguhin niyo yung kanyang system. He will change the approach, she will change the strategy, so that the curriculum, the experiences will become more meaningful for the learners. Siya din ang mag-initiate, siya mag-umpisa ng pagbabago sa curriculum if changes are needed to be implemented. So the teacher, in every sense of the word, is a curricularist. Because the teacher knows, the teacher writes, the teacher plans, the teacher implements, the teacher evaluates, the teacher innovates, and the teacher initiates the curriculum. Therefore, the teacher is a curricularist. So kahit hindi tayo kasing big time ni na John Dewey, Hilda Taba, Ralph Tyler, and Franklin Babbitt, and other towering figures in the field of curriculum, kahit tayo mga humble teachers laang, tayo po ay mga curricularist. Yan. Tingnan po natin. Let us now describe the role of the teacher as a curricularist. So sabi nga natin kanina, the teacher is a curricularist because he or she knows the curriculum. The teacher has mastered what are included in the curriculum. Kapag ikaw ay mathematics teacher, it is expected that you know mathematics. Yun ang ituturo mo eh. People will expect you to be good in mathematics. If you are an English teacher, people will expect you to be good in English. And because you are an English teacher, you should really be good in English. What will you teach if you do not know much about English? Sabi nga we cannot give what we don't have. Yung isang bagay daw na wala tayo, ay hindi natin pwedeng ibigay. So in the same manner, we cannot teach what we do not know. Yung isang bagay na hindi natin alam, ay paano natin yung ituturo? Tayo nga mismo hindi natin alam. So, the teacher as a curricularist knows the curriculum. Alam natin, we have what we call the mastery of subject matter. Especially if it is your area of specialization, no? Sa DepEd, sa elementary, wala yatang specialization na ngayon, no? Puro general, no? You teach everything. You teach all subjects. Ikaw ang teacher sa English, ikaw sa mathematics, ikaw sa science. In some schools, or probably in higher levels, halimbawa grade 5 and grade 6, parang meron na silang compartmentalization. But just the same, whatever the system in a school may be, it is expected that the teacher must know what he or she is going to teach. At saka obligasyon po natin yun sa ating sarili as teachers, no? It is our obligation to ourselves, it is our obligation and duty to our learners to know what we are supposed to teach. So yun po ang isang dahilan. The teacher as a curricularist knows the curriculum. So tayo, again, no, as teachers are curricularists because we know the curriculum. We also write the curriculum. As already mentioned, we write lesson plans, we write syllabi, we write course outlines. In addition to that, there are teachers who also write books, no? Modules, o lalo ngayon, ako, sang damakmak na kamodule-modulan, walang katapusan ng modules, no? Laboratory manuals, instructional guides, reference materials. Some teachers serve as curriculum writers or reviewers. So, in short, we write the curriculum. Whether it's just a lesson plan that we write, it's still curriculum. Nagsusulat tayo. So, we write the curriculum. We know the curriculum, we write the curriculum, therefore, we are curricularists. Yan. Ang angas pala natin, no? Tibay natin. The teacher as a curricularist plans the curriculum. Okay. This is one of the most basic functions or obligations of the duties of the teacher, no? We make plans for our classes. We make daily plans, we make quarterly plans, we make monthly plans. Meron pa mga yearly plans, kung ano-anong mga plans dyan. The point is, we always plan. That is why we are called curricularists. Katulad ng mga experts, we also make plans. Curriculum planners tayo. These plans we make will serve as guide in our teaching when we actually implement the curriculum. So, we know the curriculum, we write the curriculum, we plan the curriculum. Therefore, we are curricularists. Things to consider. Things to consider. Nawala yung to. Learners, support materials, time, subject matter or content, desired outcomes, context of learning. When we plan, when we write our syllabus, when we write our course outlines, when we write our lesson plans, we take into consideration all these things. Support materials, subject matter or content, time, learners, desired outcomes, context of learning. Silang lahat po ay ating isinaalang-alang. Isinasa-alang-alang. We take them into consideration. Magtuturo ako bukas, what kind of learners do I have? Doon ko ibabase yung aking approach. What kind of support materials do I have? Meron ba akong gagamiting mga equipment? Doon ko rin ibabase yung aking pagplano. How much time am I given? Itong subject ko ay 1.5 hours. So I will plan according to my time frame, according to the time allotted for my subject. Subject matter or content, mahirap itong aking topic. I have to devote more time for this. Hatiin ko siya. Itong part 1 lang muna. Then part 2 susunod, next meeting na yan. Kasi mahirap yung topic. Kung simple lang naman siya, i-cover ko na lahat. No? Things like those. Desired outcomes. Ano ba ang gusto kong ma-achieve ng aking mga estudyante? Do I want them to learn a skill? Do I want them to learn knowledge or values? So doon ko ibabase ang aking pagplano and the context of learning. The environment. What kind of environment will I have? What kind of physical, psychological environment will we have during our class? So, doon ko ibabase ang aking pagplano. Yan. So, mahirap ang nagpaplano, no? Hindi basta-basta. And that is one of the basic functions or duties of the teacher in preparing, planning, designing the curriculum. Kaya nga tayo tinatawag na curricularists. Yan. We initiate the curriculum. the teacher is the primary implementer of the curriculum. Sabi nga natin kanina, the curriculum becomes alive in the classroom when it is implemented by the teacher. There may be constraints, there may be problems, there may be challenges, there may be hurdles, but to a good teacher, these difficulties, these challenges will only serve to motivate him or her further. No? To teach as effectively as he or she can. No? Ganyan ang mga teachers. No? We are like warriors. The more we are wounded, the braver we become. Habang nasusugatan daw, ay lalong tumatapang. Okay, let's continue. The teacher as a curricularist innovates the curriculum. Okay, there are times when we encounter problems. There are times when we encounter challenges and difficulties in implementing our curriculum plan, whether it's a syllabus, a course outline, a lesson plan. No? However, if the teacher is creative and innovative enough to hurdle such challenges and difficulties, the teacher, in the end, still succeeds in achieving the stated goals and objectives. No? As already mentioned before, the curriculum is always dynamic, meaning it keeps on changing. And so teachers must be open-minded to change and be able to adapt in an instant. No? A good teacher, therefore, innovates the curriculum and thus becomes a curriculum innovator. An innovator is somebody who does something new, no? To solve a problem. And problems are part of our everyday lives as teachers. We are in constant interaction with problems, difficulties, and challenges in life, not only as teachers but as individuals. So problems are part of our life. We can cope and even hurdle these problems through creativity and innovation. May mga teachers na in an instant, no, they can think of solutions to problems. Very creative, very innovative. Meron namang nahihirapang mag-cope. But generally, teachers are very good problem solvers, no? Very creative, very innovative, very resourceful. Yeah. So again, because we innovate the curriculum, we are curricularists. Okay. Then, the teacher as a curricularist implements the curriculum. The curriculum that remains recommended or written will never serve its purpose. See, this is what I was saying a while ago. The curriculum on paper will not achieve anything, no matter how well written, no matter how well planned it may be. It will not achieve anything unless it is executed or implemented by the teacher. At the heart of schooling is the curriculum, and that heart only begins to beat. That heart begins to beat. It becomes alive when the teacher implements the curriculum. The teacher gives life to the curriculum by implementing it. So the teacher is a curriculum implementer. Hence, the teacher is a curricularist. So you see, So ang mga curricularist ay hindi lang sina John Dewey, sina Ralph Tyler, sina Hilda Taba, sina Franklin Babbitt. Tayo rin po ng mga teachers ay masasabi or matatawag na curricularist. O, di ba? Antibay natin. And of course, the teacher as a curricularist evaluates the curriculum. So sabi nga natin kanina, through evaluation and through assessment, we will know whether we have achieved the learning outcomes, the desired learning outcomes, yung ating mga objectives. Through evaluation and assessment, we will also know whether the curriculum is working or not, if it is effective or not. Kailangan na ba siyang tapusin or palitan? Doon natin makikita yan sa evaluation. These are only some of the questions that need the help of a curriculum evaluator. That person is no other than the teacher. So we evaluate the curriculum, therefore we are curricularists. Right? So as a curricularist, the teacher is a curriculum knower, writer, planner, initiator, innovator, implementer, and evaluator. Yun po ang ating mga roles. These are the roles that teachers play as curricularists. They are knowers of the curriculum. They are writers of the curriculum. They are planners of the curriculum. They are initiators of the curriculum. They are innovators of the curriculum. They are implementers of the curriculum. And they are evaluators of the curriculum. Therefore, the teacher is a curricularist. Okay. So sabi nga natin kanina, even if we are not as well known as John Dewey, Ralph Tyler, Hilda Taba, or Franklin Babbitt, teachers are also curricularists. Hindi lang sila, tayo rin. Because we know, we write, we implement, we innovate, we initiate, and evaluate the curriculum in the school, and more importantly, in the classrooms. Just like the role models and advocates in curriculum and curriculum development who have shown the way. Sina Ralph Tyler, sina John Dewey, sina Hilda Taba, sina Ralph Tyler, they are the models. They are the pioneers. They are the trailblazers. They paved the way for the development of curriculum as a discipline. They are curricularists, but teachers as the primary implementers of curriculum. Teachers as people who give life to the curriculum are also curricularists, just like them. Hindi lang tayo kasing big time nila, hindi lang tayo kasing expert nila, hindi lang tayo kasing well known as they are, but in our own right, as teachers, we are also curricularists. See? Okay. So, there ends our discussion of our first topic for this course, curriculum development, the teacher and the school curriculum. I hope that I have imparted something to you through this video. I hope that you have learned something from our lesson for today, no? I would be very happy to see you again next meeting for our next topic, for our next lesson. Ingat po kayong lahat palagi. God bless you all. See you next meeting.